Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Farrell Swim Tech. My name is John Farrell, and this is the online show broadcasted for Team Zoot Facebook page. And this broadcast is also recorded for my own YouTube channel at Farrell Swim Tech and Rumble Farrell Swim Tech. And this show is where I take my 15 plus years of competition experience in swimming, as well as 12 years of private coaching, and for the first time, officially, as one of the newest USA swimming coaches. I officially finally got my credentials for USA swimming coaching this past weekend. So I am a official coach. So I feel fantastic. I feel no different than I did last week, but I just have a fancy title I can throw around. I am a USA swimming certified coach, which I know what I'm doing. So this is where I use all that experience to help you get faster through the power of engineering, technology, knowledge of water, and knowledge of how the heck to swim fast. So for 2024, I've been thinking about where I want to take the stream, what direction, what do I want to talk about on stream. And something that I've been realizing is that drills are scary. Drills are going to help you get to the promised land, in my opinion, because I know that there's a lot of swimmers out there. I know a lot of you really are struggling to get power. Excuse me. And you struggle to understand exactly how to get that power. You struggle how to get the right form. And a lot of you don't have a coach. A lot of you don't have someone like me that's able to be in the water, watch you, give you feedback. So you need to be able to develop internal mental feedback loops in order to progress and do stuff in this sport. Hey, morning, Jess. How you doing? Just remember, if you're in chat, this is a legitimate live stream. If you're in chat, please, got any questions whatsoever? So we're going to dive into our topic today. And if you're actually in live chat, please drop some comments. We'd greatly appreciate it. Also, if you are watching this as a VOD, whether it's on Team Zoot's Facebook page, Farrell Swim Tech, or Rumble, make sure and also leave a comment. If you're on Farrell Swim Tech or Rumble, please leave a like. That'd be fantastic. But just leave comments. This helps me understand what you're thinking, what your thoughts are, how the stream is going, things of that nature. So for me, I wanted to start off these drills with sculling. Now, sculling may be one of those where you look at it. GTN recently had an episode. Full disclosure, I did not watch their episode. I specifically did not want to watch their episode because I did not want to feel like I was copying what they did. So I have not seen the episode. I know they have one. They posted it within the last month. But I have not seen it. So these are all my thoughts on sculling, my way of doing sculling, not looking at Grand GTN. What does the G stand for? I totally forgot. Giant Triathlon Network. I can't remember. Global Triathlon Network. That's it. Global Triathlon. It's just like, what does that first letter mean? Okay, so sculling. Okay, so let's define sculling. Sculling is the art of moving your hands back and forth in order to continuously put pressure on the water to propel yourself forward, okay? Why do we do sculling? So that's the what. The what is waving your hands magically back and forth to be able to put pressure on the water, and that pressure provides propulsion to move you forward, okay? So I've put together a kind of a super clip of me doing this is of me doing sculling, okay? So right now this is face first. Don't worry, we'll discuss all of this. Face first, hands in front. Okay, you see me kick just a little bit. That's just keeping my legs on top of the water. I'll tell you all how to do this. This is just an intro of kind of showing what this looks like. Okay, so then now that's face. Now we're going to be belly first, face backwards. So, yep, so on the back. So this is sculling with hands at the side. So you'll see me kind of waving my hands back and forth like this. So what I'm doing is I am putting pressure with my forearms and the hands on the water in order to provide propulsion with the hand and arm movement. So this is the hardest one right here. Feet first, back behind, because this is fun to keep your legs on top of the water. So I am just going like this. That is all I am doing. Yeah, sorry for the sheen on the water. Okay, so now this is the last one. This one's actually kind of fun. Feet first on your back, and then facing forward. Arms are at my side. This one's fun if you do it right. You just kind of float there, and you just kind of skimming on down the pool. This one's fun. And then if you do it right, you just come into the water. You just come into the wall and boop. All right, so that's so like I said, that's a crash course into sculling. So those are the 4 major ways that you can scull. So okay. So now why are we going to do sculling? Why are we going to do that? Well, what that does is that really teaches you how to have stiff forearms during the catch. Okay, because where most people, and I was working with a kid last night, and something that I was working on is I'm working on his rotation, and then so this combines kind of like 2 different ideas. So when we reach forward and grab the water for that catch, okay, what he was doing was he was putting his hand in the water, pushing it down, and then catching, which honestly is really common. I see this mistake a lot with people where they push down, and then they catch down here. Because a lot of people are thinking, well, I got to get deep water in order to catch. Not true. You can be about a couple inches under the water, catch this way, engage the arm and the forearm, and then you're here, okay? Here's the main difference. Each inch you push down here, okay? So you see the angle of my arm. Push. Water is pushing against you in this way, okay? We're trying to move forward. The water is continuously pushing us back. Not only is it pushing us back, as we're here, the water is getting pushed here, and then it's pushing up, okay? The deflection of the water on our arm shape is pushing up, okay? So if we come through here, if we get the high elbow catch, we're going to be right through here. Scoop into that catch, okay? My bicep and my tricep is engaging here. My forearm is engaged. It's nice and stiff. When we come through here, what we're doing is we're applying pressure continuously to the water, adding to our acceleration, as opposed to here, as we're pushing down, this whole hand surface area is pushing water straight down to the bottom. Same with our forearm. This whole lever action is pushing water down, which does us nothing. It does nothing. So this is why, and when I teach stroke, I teach where you put your hand in the water after you've reached. That's the furthest your hand is going to go when it's fully out here. You're going to grab the water and start that acceleration backwards. So what sculling does is this works this part. It literally is from here to here, okay? This stiffens your hand, makes it to where you're actually gaining purchase on that water, okay, in different hand configurations right here, okay? One second. All right. So that is the purpose of sculling. The purpose of sculling is to move your hands back and forth. Okay, so let's go over the basic motions here. Okay, I need a little room in front of me. Okay, so we're gonna go over the basic motions of sculling. So in order to start sculling, well, you need your hands up here at the side. Okay. Yeah, about a little forward. Okay. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna start your hands a little bit wider than shoulder width. This is about shoulder width apart. Okay, so hands are kind of on either side of the face. Bring the hands out to about here. Okay, arms should be somewhere around 90 degrees. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna have your arms out here. This is about as far out as you want to go. So first movement, hands to the inside. All right, push to the inside, hands to the outside, push out. Okay, so this is just learning the basics of sculling here. This is if you're on your back going backwards, you're gonna scull like this. But I'm really gonna teach you how to scull forwards on your stomach first. But this is just learning the same hand motions. It doesn't matter if your fingers are up, fingers are down. It's the same way to do it. This is just easier to learn. Hands out, palms in, push in, out, out, in, out, out. Okay? In, out, out. In, out, out. Okay? That's it. And then you can point your fingers down. Hands in, push in, hands out, push out. In, out, out. In, out, out. In, out, in. Okay? So the segment in, out, out, that's good to learn. However, the actual motion is like you got a big old bowl of jam. Get your jam hands. You got the biggest piece of toast, and you're spreading your jam hands on toast. That's it. You got or butter hands. If you like butter. If you're not a jam fan, I am not a jam fan. I've heard my mom makes wicked good jam. I've never tried it. I make her sad. So we spread our butter hands on our biggest biscuit. Big old biscuit. Okay? Got to get you a big old biscuit right here. And you're just pushing, spreading that butter back and forth, okay? But we don't want to go That's to get started. In, out, okay? So, now, how do we do this in the water, okay? So, doing this in the water can be frightening because no kicking, okay? If you really want to work on this, no kicking. You can kick, but I recommend you don't. Use a pull buoy, okay? Use a pull buoy. And the reason why no kicking is because I want you as focused on your arms as possible, okay? Your best configuration, actually, is going to be pull buoy, kickboard, and snorkel. So the lowest level is going to be pull buoy, kickboard, and snorkel because you're going to use the pull buoy through your legs, board on your chest, okay? Now, with board on your chest, you got to keep your body nice and solid. You rock to the side, whoop, board's going to fly off. So this is going to be a nice core exercise, a nice stability exercise. Keep your body nice and flat on top of the water while you're moving your hands, okay? So, with the snorkel, don't have to worry about breathing. It's a really good idea to use a snorkel. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to transfer back to the bench, and I'm going to be on the bench, and I'm going to change my audio to where it is my my camera. Let's see here. All right, sound level, check. All right, we're going to be good here. All right, we're transferring audio back to the... All right, okay, you should hear me now. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer back to here. Okay, so when you're sculling, you're going to be here. Your hands are actually going to be pointed down, all right? So when your hands are pointed down, you're going to be about in this position. So you're going to be here, 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 okay? So you're going to start right about here, and you're going to push out. And you're going to get to about your 90 degrees right about here. Scoop in, push in. Scoop out, scoop in. Out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in. Okay? So your main focus is from here to here. Okay? You're going to push that water this way. Your hand is going to be guiding it out. Okay? So you don't want to have your hands fully here because then you're just pushing water to the side. Your hands need to be angled towards you, okay? You want to be about 45 degrees as you're pushing out and then coming back in. Out, in, out, in. Because if you go flat, you're just going to go like this, okay? And you're just flapping. You're just flapping. That's not doing anything, okay? So another thing that you want to avoid is this, okay? Just swimming circles, okay? We're not mixing the batter. We're spreading the jam on the biscuit. We're not making the biscuit. This is making biscuits right here. This is also known as really terrible breaststroke pull. Okay, we don't want to do this. Okay, I see this a lot. Okay, this is very common for kids, especially kids learning how to scull. So we want to scoop out, scoop in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in. And you kind of, and you can kind of be about here, but you don't want to be straight down below your shoulders either. You don't want to be down here, okay? You can be down here behind you, pushing out, pushing in, pushing out, pushing in. However, for this specific round of drill, what I recommend is that your hands are out here in front, okay? Your hands are out here in front, and you're going to scoop back and forth just like this. You're going to point your fingers so they're kind of facing, your fingers are kind of pointing down, but your arm is facing forward. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch to my other camera, and then I'll show you what it looks like from there. Okay, there you go. Now this is one of my recent pickups, is this side camera. So you want to be up. That's going to be in the way. Okay, so hands are going to want to be here. We don't want our hands here, okay? Never have your hands straight down below you. Either back behind you, sculling this way. Okay, you see pushing out. See my 45 degree in the hands? Pushing out, scooping in, pushing in, out, in. You can be back here, that's fine. We just want to avoid right here because it's actually really hard to scull right here. But for this specific drill, I want you out here. Okay, you see my arms are extended about 45 degrees and my fingers are pointing straight down. So we're going to push out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in. Okay? This is the breaststroke that we don't want to do. We don't want to come out, out, in, out, in. No, no, no. Not mixing. See, this is a mixing motion. We want to do a spreading motion. You may wind up doing a figure 8, okay? Because when you push, you're going to kind of, your hands are going to come up this way towards the center and then come out here. That may happen naturally. That's perfectly fine. You'll see in my video, I kind of wind up doing this, but my hands stay out here. We don't come towards me and then back out. Not towards me here and then back out to the front. They will stay out here. Arms want to stay right here. Okay? All right. So that should be it. Trying to think here. Yeah, just so. Okay. So the main focus, like I said, so while we're here in this angle, so we want to be from here to here, okay? Pushing out, maintaining fingers in line with wrist, in line with elbow, okay? We don't want to let our fingers come up like this. We don't want our fingers to be pointing backwards like this. We want our fingers to either be pointing down, because when we come here, we're going to start. All right, this is an easier. So when I extend forward with my left arm, you're going to be pointing. I mean, this is normal stroke. We're not talking about sculling. We're talking about actual freestyle now. So when my arm comes here, we're going to grab that water and get to about here. Okay? You see, I'm putting my arm, and you see my elbow. My elbow is in line with my wrist, in line with my fingers. Okay? Shoulder, elbow, fingers. When you get about to this point, okay? I'm putting it right here so you can actually see my arm. So you're going to scoop, and you're going to get here to push. All right? So the skull is working on this part of the pull. This part of the pull. Okay, you see, this is the sculling motion. This is the pull. All right? This is basically going from out to in. That is the purpose of this drill. Getting your arm and hand engaged, nice and stiff from the start. Skull, 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 skull. Pull, 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 pull. Next week, we're going to go over the doggy paddle drill. Okay, you may have seen that before. That's going to be next week. That's the next step of the skull drill. This week, I really want you to try this drill out during your swim session. We're going to talk about that next. But just remember, the whole purpose of this drill is to get stiffness here. Okay? Start your pull with stiffness. In my opinion, I have no scientific evidence to back this up. I believe it takes about this much pulling in order to actually engage the water. You don't engage the water right at the beginning. You got to get that pressure put on the water. And if you just push down or you kind of drag that elbow backwards, you're not going to be able to set that anchor point and pull all the way backwards. Okay, that's enough of that audio source. Gonna go back. Full camera. All right. Okay, and we're back. Oops. All right. So that was a full explanation on how to do the drill. Now, how do we do this drill during our workout sessions? Okay. So now, this is going to be we're going to discuss for a minute about. Hey, John, what up, dude? Hey, no problem whatsoever. I am more than willing to wake up at 5, but before 6 o'clock in the morning to make this happen, because literally this is the only time I can do it. I tried doing this at night, but bedtime sucks in my household. So I got 3 small kids. I can't get them all to bed in time to get out here at any decent hour. But okay, so let's discuss kind of my ideas. Let's discuss my ideas about drills, how to incorporate them, and how honestly you should be structuring your workouts. Okay. let me see here. Solo, what up, dude? Now it makes Sculling. Now it makes total sense. Yay! I did my job. I I can't tell you how many kids. Oh, I gotta share this story before. I gotta share this story with you before. So last week, our high school has been doing tryouts for the high school swim team. So the head coach is working on getting kids on tryouts, and she was like, hey John, can you go over and give the kids in the gold group the next set? I was like, sure, sounds great. So she gives me her notebook, points out what the next set is. I get on the blocks, and I'm like, all right, everyone. And one girl looks at me, and then she goes, oh, no. She sees me. She thinks I'm going to give them one of my sets. And they don't like my sets. My sets are hard. Those little whippersnappers. Still beat the crap out of most of them whenever I work out with them. It's fun. Okay, so let's have another discussion about how you should be structuring your workouts. It's my opinion, if you're slower than 145 per 100, you need to structure your workouts so you focus on learning technique, okay? Focus on learning technique. Do not structure workouts for learning yardage. Because think about this. If you swim 2 minutes per 100, okay? If you swim 2 minutes per 100, honestly, you're walking. I'm not Jess, I did not ask for audience participation in this part. This is an internal thoughts only part. I don't want you all yelling, I suck. We don't need that. Whatever. Who cares? This is why we're all learning. We don't. This isn't an AA meeting. You know, we aren't confessing our swim tragedies. We're here to all get better and be motivated. All right. So anyway, yes, I already know, Jess. I know. Okay. So if you're slower than 145 per 100, you need to focus on technique. The reason why is if you're trying to grind out a bunch of yardage at 2 minutes per 100, you're not going to get fast quickly. Because you're not fixing the underlying causes of your pace. The underlying causes of your pace, if you're swimming slower than 2 minutes per 100, I can almost guarantee you is going to be three things. Number one, body positioning. Your legs are down here, your body's up here, your head's up here. You're forcing lots of drag on yourself. Number two, you are actually pushing water forward every single stroke somehow. Either with your kick is way too big, you're bending your knee huge, so you're actually pushing water with your legs. You're putting your hand in the water close to your body, and you're pushing forward under the water every single time. I've done a fair amount of extensive research on this subject from watching video of people who are doing that. I'll get to my video reviews in a minute. I'm always watching people pushing water forward. That is how you are swimming 2 minutes per 100. 145 per 100. You're not pushing a lot of water forward, but you're not generating a lot of power. Okay, you're not generating a lot of power. You're not moving water backwards, especially with stiff arms. Your brain is not getting your arms to be nice and stiff in the water, pushing it backwards. Okay, so this is where drills can help you. And what Salo was saying, Salo actually reflects a lot of people where they look at these drills. They may have done these drills. They may have been a part of a master's group, and the master's group said, do this drill. Just do it. It makes you faster. Do the drill. And then you're like, I'm doing the drill. I don't know what I'm doing. And then you do the drill, and then you're like, okay, what did I really learn from this? I flopped around, felt like an idiot, and I don't even know what to do from here. So then you go back to what you did before when you swam, okay? That's not a very efficient way of doing your workouts, okay? Because let's face it, as triathletes, most of us don't have access to the pool every single day. Most of us don't want to go to the pool every single day. I'm guaranteeing you, if you want to get faster in swimming, you need to dedicate like legitimately 2+ months of hitting the pool every day. And it doesn't have to be hitting the pool, swimming a crap ton of yardage every day. You literally can get better swimming 1 hour a day and probably maybe 1,000 yards. Like if you give yourself 1,000 yards every day, structure every day, every week with a different motivation. Okay, what am I going to work on during the week this week? What drills do I have access to? What drills do I have knowledge? Let's see here. Okay. So in swimming, when I was growing up with swimming, so Fanny mentioned took a break of no swim, and now I'm so slow, and that makes sense. My technique is bad. We don't live in water. When I swam, we had 2 weeks. When I was in heavy club swimming, we had 2 weeks of break every year. The 2 weeks at the end of August after our summer championship meet series. That was it. We never took a break. There was no off season. For one reason and one reason only. We don't live in water. Okay? We don't live in water. We live on land. We live in the air. We don't have to be in water every single day just to live our lives. Now, that's wonderful because, right now it's cold and it sucks swimming outdoors. My poor 2 daughters were in tears last night after they got out of the pool. And it was actually pretty warm last night. Last week was so much colder than this week. And in California, we actually have very nice weather right now. I feel bad for a lot of you that are in negative temperatures. But we only have outdoor pools, so give us a break, okay? So we don't live in water, and if you don't spend a lot of time in water, it's really hard to understand these techniques. That's why I'm showing you the dry land. You saw how I did that drill on dry land. You saw I'm gonna throw up the I'm gonna put the swim actually we'll kind of do this right now. We'll kind of let this go. We're gonna go back to analysis, back to the video. So we'll just kind of let this video go on repeat while I'm discussing this, okay? So you can kind of be listening and kind of watching me do this sculling drill. So for you doing it, just imagine this is what I want you to do right here. This is exactly what I want you to do. But imagine you have a pull buoy so you don't have to worry about kicking and keeping your lower body afloat. But sorry, got a crusty in my eye. That was delicious. Doing that while on stream. Fantastic. So how do we structure workouts around technique? Okay. We structure workouts around technique by, number one, having a goal in mind, knowing exactly what we need. My head is out of the water. Yes, my head is out of the water just because I don't have my snorkel on me. You can have your face in the water with a snorkel. This is the hardest way to do sculling, by the way. I don't expect all of you to be able to do this. Don't worry about this one. This one is just showing you, this is the level 4 of sculling. I should have done this one last. I do apologize, but I didn't have a lot of time to film this last night, so I just kind of wung it. I wung it. Winged it. What's the past tense of wing it? Wunged it? I don't know. So doing it on your back is a little bit harder. If you have a pull buoy, this one's actually pretty easy to do. It's actually really comfortable. So solo, you do not have to have your head out of the water. It's actually easier to put your face in the water, get a rhino snorkel, and just breathe nice and easy while you're doing it, okay? So just let this thing run, kind of watch it while I'm talking here. So you want to structure your workouts around doing these drills. So how would I structure this into my workout? If I'm truly working on this, you want to be able to do the drill and then work that drill into your normal stroke. Do the drill, work it into your stroke. Do the drill, work it into your stroke. So basically what you wind up doing is a 25. So you want to go 10 50s, okay? This is how you're going to want to use sculling into your stroke. 10 50s. 25 of skull, 25 of pull, 25 of skull, 25 of pull, okay? So you're going to skull down the end of the pull, touch the wall, turn around, 25 of pull, because you're going to have your pull buoy on. Hopefully you have your snorkel on, okay? So you're going to skull for the first 25, touch the wall, pull the next 25, just standard swim pull. So remember, what is the takeaway from the drill? That's the number one thing you need to be thinking about while you're doing the drill. You don't want to just be like, oh, jam hands, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you need to be focused while you're doing this, or the drill is going to be worthless. So when you're drilling, you're focused on those nice and stiff forearms from here to here. Tip of fingers to your elbow. Remember, is to review this drill, review this video, and kind of skip to the actual part where I'm on the bench. So get fingertips to here, nice and stiff, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, okay? And then when you get to the drill, stiff arms, stiff here, okay? From here to here, here to here, here to here, okay? Stiff, finish the pull. Here, finish the pull. There, finish the pull, okay? So you're working on the arm stiffness throughout the entirety of the pull. But with this drill, with the 1050s, what you're focused on is the stiffness from here to here. Engage the bicep, engage the tricep from here to here, getting in your power diamond, okay? Next week, we're going to talk about the doggy paddle drill. Doggy paddle drill gets you from here to here, because you go from here to here and then back forward. So then here, okay? So we'll talk all about that next week. This week is sculling. So with sculling, you're going to go face first, chest down with your snorkel, with a pull buoy, optional with a kickboard if you need help keeping your chest afloat on the water as well. Basically, I want you 1000% buoyant. If you got floaty pants, okay, if you got, here we are. Use the floaty pants, okay? Floaty pants, 100% recommended for this drill. For this specific workout, rock the floaty pants. Get the extra buoyancy. I literally want you on top of the water. This is not working on buoyancy. Do not worry about cheating. Do not worry. Use the floaty pants. Use the pull buoy. Your butt's going to be riding nice and high on the water. If you're worried about your chest dipping down under the water, you shouldn't really have too much of an issue as long as you don't like fully exhale. You won't like sink on your front end. But if you, this is why, so you shouldn't need the kickboard. The kickboard's kind of like an extra insurance and an extra challenge to not rotate your body, but kind of keep your body nice and steady on top of the water while you're doing this drill. Yeah, it's going to be hard if you're pulling. Don't use the kickboard under your chest while you're pulling for the second 25. Actually, looking back, don't use the kickboard. Don't put the kickboard under your chest. It's not going to work. If you're, okay. If you're doing these 50s, if you're doing 25s of sculling, then this totally works. Putting the kickboard under your chest totally will work. But if you're trying to do 25 scull, 25 swim, the swim with the kickboard under your chest, that's not going to work. It's just going to fly out and doesn't reinforce good ideas. So, okay. So back to, I got to refocus myself. I mess around way too much on these streams. So here's the idea. You do 10 50s. Scull for a 25. Touch the wall. Pull. focusing on that. Now the reason why I'm talking, okay, we'll turn myself off. We've gone through that enough. So when we're coming up with our workouts, especially if you don't use something like TriDot, Training Peaks, stuff like that, that's actually giving you workouts. If you're trying to give yourself workouts, here's the idea. If you focus at least 50% of your workout, I would say, honestly, if you're slower than 2 minutes, you want to focus 75% of your workouts on drills, okay? What drills would I be working on if I'm swimming slower? If I have a client that's swimming slower than 2 minutes, what am I focused on? Number one, I'm focused on body positioning. Tippy toe kicking, 1000%. Actually, that'll probably be my next video, is tippy toe kicking. I think tippy toe kicking. Yeah. We'll go arm drill, leg drill, arm drill, legs drill. There actually are a decent amount of leg drills that you can do in order to get your kicking a heck of a lot better. So we'll do tippy toe kicking next week. Okay, that's officially what we're gonna do. So you're gonna do some kick, and you're gonna focus on your lower body. Focus on being able to push water actually down with your kick, in order with the entirety of your leg, not by bending your knee. That's number one. Number two. Definitely focus on more power, because if you generate more power with your upper body, you're moving yourself through the water. And the idea is, and this is kind of a fun thing to do. So there was someone who posted on, oh, by the way, thank you everyone who posted, regarding I put out a Facebook post. Yes, I write those posts, by the way. I try and do it to where someone from Zoot writes it. It's actually me. So I wrote a post yesterday on the Team Zoot Facebook, basically trying to get ideas of what people want, because I have ideas, but I'd much rather get these episodes based off of what your needs are. Now, there's someone who mentioned a drill called the sink down drill, and this is kind of going back to drills in general. So they talked about the sink down drill. It's like, why would I want, I don't understand this drill. I'm not good at it, and I honestly don't see why we're doing this drill for swimming when all it says is I just sink down to the bottom of the pool. Well, the sink down drill is basically you getting comfortable in the water. Okay? I will do a whole episode on drills of just being comfortable in the water. Because a lot of swimmers, you actually panic when you're in the water. You're not used to being fully submerged in the water. Even if you've spent a lot of your time playing in water, you may even have a pool, splash around with your kids a lot. You're not fully submerged underwater most of the time. When you're swimming, your head is in the water basically the entire time. That's a completely different headspace. Like literally, your head is in a different place, and your head can't breathe when you're in that space. If you're not used to just being underwater, you're panicking, okay? There's a high probability that you're panicking. You're panicking, your heart races, things compound from there. I see year after year after year at the beginning of the season in the Pathetic Triathletes group on Facebook. Hey, that's the name of the group. I know a lot of us here are actually members of the Pathetic Triathletes because we're all pathetic in one shape or another. I'm pathetic on the bike, but I see a lot of people posting after races that they DNF'd during the swim because they just couldn't do it. They're on the swim. They're just like, I freaked out. I had a panic attack and I couldn't breathe, and I had to be helped to get out of the water early just because I couldn't control my breathing. I couldn't keep my heart rate down, and I panicked. And that's most of the time it's because you're not comfortable in the water. So if you're swimming slower than 2 minutes, you have a higher probability of being one of these people that will panic because you don't feel like you're going slow. You're frustrated with not going faster. And doing these drills will give you the foundational techniques to where you're going to be able to get faster. Now, it's my opinion that if you work on your stroke technique and you really start to learn, number one, pressure in the arms, learning how to put pressure on the water. You got to put that pressure on the water, okay? So I'm gonna dunk on Lionel Sanders here a little bit because I'm in his Discord and I've been begging and pleading to work with the man for well over a year, 2 years now at least. I've been trying to get a session with this guy because he's a professional triathlete, yet he can't swim 100 under a minute. Okay, that to me, okay, I'm pretty positive he hasn't gone under the minute yet in a off the blocks swimming. Okay, so swimming under a minute, it sounds really fast, but we're talking junior varsity level sprinters here can go under the minute. Okay, we're talking my daughter goes a 1:0. No, that's for a 50. Never mind. But my daughters go about 2 minutes per 100. Okay, let's. But my two girls aren't that fast swimmers right now. They're working on it. They're trying, but they're not that fast right now. But basically, you know, it going under a minute for 100 is not that tough to do. You just have to be able to put pressure on the water. That's what this sculling is going to teach you how to do. You know, the number one problem with people going faster is just understanding how to put that pressure on the water. Putting pressure on the water involves arm stiffness. If your arms are flopping, you have no stiffness, you have no power transfer, okay? All of you bike nerds, all of your bike knowledge extends to swimming, okay? Your arms are the cranks. Your legs are the back gears, okay? Everything needs to move in unison. If you have no stiffness on the crank, you have no power transfer between your legs and the bike. If your bike is wobbly, if your body is snaking and noodling and doing all these things in the water, you do not have any stiffness, you do not have any power transfer within your body, okay? So for all you bike nerds, think bike. Arms moving like this, okay? I think I'm also going to do a full episode on bike analogies, okay? I'm going to write up this whole thing comparing your bike to your freestyle stroke. And you'll see a lot of these things, they 100% correlate. It's just getting your body to do it. It's figuring out how to get the body to do it. And I really hope this episode series will help you get that perspective from my knowledge and help you understand how to make your body do what I do, because right now I swim 0 swim workouts a week. I'm in the water most every night, about an hour and a half working swim lessons, but I'm not putting on yardage. I maybe swim 500 yards in an hour and a half just because I'm swim a little bit, work with the kid, and also most of my clients are little kids. I'm doing learn to swim lessons right now about 80% of the time. So, you know, I don't swim very much at all, but because of my technique, I'm still swimming sub 120s per 100 for 1,000 plus yards. 500s, I'm swimming more in the 112 range. And my 100 freestyle is about a 52 off the blocks. So technique can push you so much further than grinding yards. So that's why with these, I really want you on these videos, comment what drills do you want me to show you? What drills do you want to understand, but you just can't wrap your head around it? That's what these videos are for. I'm not just showing you how to do the drill. I'm getting you inside my head of what I'm thinking when I'm doing these drills. Because trust me, you show me a drill, I've probably done it before. If I haven't done it, it's probably something I've thought up before but haven't really done. I've actually made up tons of drills that I have my swimmers do that I've just totally made up. I'm like, okay, we're just going to try something. Let's see if it works. So, all right. So, that's going to be it for the content for this. So, now what I want to do is I want to talk to you about my contact and what service I provide for the team. Remember, I am not an employee of Zoot. Zoot does not pay me to do this, okay? I do this just because I love it, and quite frankly, I earn money by donations. So if you would like to donate, shoot me an email, feralswimtech@gmail.com. If you like what you see here and you would like to donate to the cause, message me there so then I can get you a donation link. Instagram, I need to post more stuff on Instagram. YouTube and Rumble, if you can like and follow those channels, that would be fantastic. That helps me get more views on each of those pages. So I am actually a structural engineer. I design swimming pools and fake rocks. If you swim in a competition pool in a high school or college here in California, there's a high chance that I've actually certified that pool. So that's what I do in order to feed my family. I do this, coaching, stroke technique, all that stuff helps me fund my triathlons. Okay? This helps fund the triathlons and buys milkshakes for my kids. Right now it's hot chocolate. They love them, the hot chocolate. So that's what these donations go towards. And I want to be fully transparent about this. Donations do not put food on my table. No, they put a milkshake on my table. Mini milkshakes at Del Taco are the bomb. They're the best thing ever. Like $1.30 for a milkshake. Dude, you can't beat it. So here's what I do. I do stroke technique reviews. You film yourself, you send it to me. I take this kind of a setting and I analyze what you do, and I give you three actionable items for you to work on. Because if I try and give you, I'll break down each part of your stroke, but I'll really grind it down to 3 major areas that you need to work on. So that's my virtual. I do in-person lessons. I'm based out of Glendora, California. Glendora Mountain Road is literally up the street from me. So all of you SoCal, that bike nerd nuts, that go up GMR, you literally go by my house almost every single time you go up there. I'm based out of Southern California, so Los Angeles County, Eastern San Bernardino County, Northern OC County, even Northern San Diego County. I've had people drive up from San Diego, Southern Ventura County. If you want a lesson, message me, feralswimtech@gmail.com. We'll get something set up for in-person lessons. I do lessons every night at Glendora High School from about 5:30 until 7. If you want a lesson outside of those times, let me know. I can try and get access to the pool, sometime on a Saturday. But those are the times that I do my lessons. So if you want an in-person lesson, talk to me. My fares are very reasonable, a heck of a lot cheaper than most other private coaches. Let me know. We'll get something set up. feralswimtech@gmail.com. If you want a virtual, film yourself, send it to me. I can do the review from there. If you have any questions on what video footage you need, feralswimtech@gmail.com. I'm repeating this so you know. So then you can message me and I can get you what you need. So that's going to be it for me today. I've hit the hour mark. I like to make these about an hour, just so I have enough time to go off on tangents. I have ADHD. It comes with the territory. I go off on tangents all the freaking time. So Guinevere, thank you very much for the kind words. Thank you very much, Team Zoot. I'm glad to be here for 2024. Also, big shout out to Team Noon. I'm on the team for 2024 again. Fantastic product. I know they're not partnered with Zoot. However, it's a fantastic product. I love repping them. They're a great company to work with. I'm on their affiliate team, full disclosure. Yeah. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Leave a comment. If you're on YouTube or Rumble, leave a like. We'd greatly appreciate it. We'll be back next week with Tippy Toe Kicking Drill. This is really going to help you with that kick. So until then, my friends, keep training, keep swimming, keep motivated. If you got any questions, like legitimately any questions, feralswimtech@gmail.com. And that's going to be it for me this morning. I got to get showered, got to get kids off to school. So until later, my friends, good night, Isaiah Norris. Wherever you are, I'm out of here. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.